Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy CIZZ, you dig? Live action, the Culture Talks podcast here with my guy DJ Drewski. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, my guy.
I go by the name of DJ Drewski. Born and raised in Hartford, Connecticut. Been DJing about probably like 10 years now. Right now DJing for Andre Drummond from the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then I got other artists also, little artists, I Am Tails, Lo Davis, Money West, Nasty Neff, Mike Flows. That's just a couple of people who I did traveled and toured DJ'd with. Also opened up for A Boogie, Gunna, who else? Little Baby, and Dave East. I DJ'd for Dave East a couple of times.
I love Dave East. That's my
Yeah, he's solid dude.
Hey, man. Well, first off, congratulations on all your current successes. I definitely was, I'm trying to get more people in the music industry from different cities, from different areas across the country on an episode. So I definitely appreciate that. I definitely got a chance to check out I Am Tails. Great music. So thank you for putting me on there just through your Instagram. But yeah, man, talk a little bit about the experience growing up in Hartford. Not too many people, at least where I'm from in Kansas City in the Midwest, are too familiar with cities in Connecticut. So talk about that experience. What's life like over there, and how did that shape who you are as an individual today?
Well, growing up in Hartford, I was always into sports, whether it was baseball, basketball, even hockey. I played hockey, so yeah, it's different, left field. Yeah, it was just, I was always around sports, and I was always like a trouble kid, always getting in trouble in classrooms and stuff like that. So the way I got into music was in high school, the lady who was the ISS, like the inside suspension person, she was always doing the marching band and stuff like that. So she was like, you know what, come play the drums. So, I know how to play the drums, the piano, and it was just me being in trouble so much that it made me love music. Like, all right, you want to act up in class? Go ahead, go play the drums for like 15 minutes, just just to get whatever you got to get off your chest. So that's why I started with music. And then after that, it was from my cousin Lionel, back in Jersey. He brought me to the studio one day, and there was a pair of turntables there. So I was just playing with the turntables. After that, I was like, you know what, I can get in. I could do this, and then, once you take one thing and you take it serious, it's like, all right, bet it's not a hobby no more. So this is my job. That's what
I felt. What age was that where you first started hopping on the turntables and started testing out, your potential, and obviously now you are a successful DJ. So what age was that, and how was that experience? What was that like, finding turntables, finding the DJ, career path?
So I was known in high school to do all the mixtape music. So back then we didn't have Apple Music or nothing. We had LimeWire, ShareWire, all of that. So I was always the dude with the new music, new mixtapes, and everybody's like, yo, fill up my MP3 player. So I filled up the MP3 player, and then after that, they was like, yo, Drewski. So that's when I was like, all right, bet, I'm gonna run with that. I didn't like it at first. I just like Drew. Call me Drew. But then they was like, yo, Drewski. And I caught on to it. And then, 2010, that's when I really started, saving my money up, buying a turntable, buying a laptop, buying a good quality laptop after that. And it was just steps like that. So every year I'm always learning something new, whether it comes with my DJ technology or even as my skills.
And you talk about the throwback days when people was having to use the MP3s, the iPod Nanos, the CDs, and all that, man. So what music were you into? Who were you listening to? 17-year-old Drewski, what were you listening to? Who what was your vibe? And talk about that.
So 17-year-old Drewski, you remember when Chris Brown and Tyga had their little run? together where Tiger dropped all the mixtapes, and then even Lil Wayne was dropping his mixtapes. Like, I was part of that era as far as music-wise. Like, I knew everything off the bat, you know, where Chris Brown was dropping mixtapes and stuff like that. Like, now, if you look Chris Brown back then to now, like, it's kind of similar where he's dropping a lot of songs on one project. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to get the more banger for my buck. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yeah, so.
I feel that. Who's like your favorite hip hop artist?
Oh, Drake. Okay. The God, sixth God.
I'm not gonna cap. You know, I've always liked Drake, but like recently, over the past 5 years, I've come to realize he might be the greatest of all time. If we're talking about everything put together, of course,
There's one of a kind. So I was just talking to my brother the other day. He was like, "Yo, there's a one of one of dudes. You know, there's a one Jay-Z. There's only one Kanye, one Lil Wayne. You feel me? Drake is a one of one. You feel me? So that's how, like, my brother and I, we always talk about music, even stuff like that. Like, when we're just casually chilling right now. You feel me?
Who is like your favorite collab with Drake? Like the best song Drake collab with another artist. Like, what was your favorite collab? Hard question, I know, because you got a lot of fire tracks. It's difficult.
I like the Drake and Rick Ross collab that they do. I do. I like that. I'll say that's the one. I mean, when Drake does his like Janae and Nico thing, him and Janae and Nico, they, like, you feel me? It's two sides of Drake. You feel me? If you want the bars, like, you feel me? That's where I'm going with. And then if you want like the soft stuff for the ladies, like when I DJ for the ladies only. You feel me? So it's just like, all right, let me play some Janae and Nico.
I feel that
with Drake and
stuff. I've been feeling like Drake's always been doing it for like a couple years, but lately, like, he's been getting in more into his like bag of Toronto / UK vibes with his like grime rap a little bit, you know. And he's been
that empire. That's really what it is, you know. Even when it comes to me and my DJing, I try to build my empire, you know. Try to promote myself a certain type of way.
You know, it's a vibe. He be on top of his shit. I'm not gonna cap. So it's funny though, cause I when I was like DJ, when I was looking, you know, doing my little research, I was like, all right, bro, gotta be a big Drake fan, cause he got like 2-3 playlists on SoundCloud with Drake mixes. I was like, okay.
So back at home, they call me Drizzy Drew. Yeah, they call me Drizzy Drew, and then it's like, the way that, like, I'm gonna take it and run with it, you know? You feel me? So Drake to me is like the greatest of all time. So if people calling me Drizzy Drew, I'm gonna take that and run with it. So now, like, if you look at my Instagram, every picture is a Drake lyric that means something about, like, you feel me, that hits me hard.
Right, that aligns with your experience for sure.
Oh.
Yo, never in my life will I not laugh at some of the shit y'all be saying over on the East Coast, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The other day I was on my Instagram, and I'll be posting little motivational posts or whatever, and I was like, man, but like at the beginning, I was like, yo, it's mad hot outside, the sun beating on my back, but I like that. Oh. And then I was like, pause.
Oh.
Nah, that's wild. Yeah, facts. But what have been like some of your influences and mentors when it comes to like DJing? Are there any DJs in your city or around the area that, like, you know, let you come to a show or something like that, and like or whatever, just teach you different things you didn't know about DJing?
Big shout out to DJ Craig G. He's from Connecticut. That's like the top dog, you know. Great dude, genuine dude. You know, it's not no fake love. Like, he's definitely on a bigger platform than me, but like, you know, he still gives me the same respect as like any other DJ would. I have DJ Sarge, who, you know, that's my brother. You feel me? That's my rider. Like, yo, Drew, you got to do this better. Like, you got to do this transition better. You got to talk on the mic a little bit clearer. So it's just a lot of DJs, like, you know, that really are out there to help. Even Philip Ferrari, who was French Montana's DJ. And this is a turning point for me that, like, opened my eyes, that I was DJing at U-Heart Spring Fling 2000 and I'll say, 14, 15. and French Montana was there. French Montana pulled up in the Sprinter van, all the cars. His DJ pulled up in like a old ass, like 1993 Nissan Maxima. Came out the car, big Coke Boy chain. And I say, yeah, that's going to be me. You feel me? That's going to be me. And that was just like a humbling moment for me. And then just to see one of my favorite DJs, DJ in front of me, took a picture, we got a little scratch session in. It just like, I was like, all right, I could be this dude one day. Like,
and what are some of the challenges like when you're trying to build your I guess resume or your empire like you used earlier? What have been some of the challenges as a DJ? Like what are some different difficulties you go through when you're trying to put your name out there in the world and trying to book gigs? Like what's the most challenging thing?
It's honestly the promoters. Promoters have their favorites. If I was to come to your city and you'd be like, yo, Drew, I think you could DJ in this club. You already know I could DJ. It's just I got to prove to the promoter. The promoter's like, go and look at who I follow, who follows me. I don't know if he could handle this crowd, but that's the thing about it being a DJ. You got to have music on your laptop to fill up every crowd, whether it's a white crowd, a black crowd, a Spanish crowd, even an Armenian crowd, French crowd. It don't matter. You got to have something to at least fulfill that, whether you do a 15-minute set of just straight, let's say if I'm in France, I got enough France music to get me where I need to go. And then I can go to like the international music that everybody knows with like Jay-Z and the Drake and stuff like that. But it was that's just the way, that's really one thing that I have a difficult time with.
I feel that. And I feel like when, with you mentioning that, it kind of reminds me of something I always say about like stacking the deck in your favor at all times, making sure that the chessboard before you get in a game. So it's like when you go into these events, when you have to meeting with the promoter, when you have to meet with the party host or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to have your laptop, the tracks, the playlist, everything set up. So when bro tries to question your talent, you be like, nah, fam, I got what I need right here. You see this? Boom, it's ready.
It was just like that in last year in Vegas. I DJ'd at the MGM Grand on the Record Club that actually Andre Drummond performed at, and Tails also did. It was just like, just leading up to that gig, it was just like, all right, the DJ's like, yo, I got to see you DJ. You feel me? I got to see you do this type of club, do this type of party, do this. Like, so it's just like a lot of steps and challenges that people put me through, like promoters put me through to actually get the gig, which is like, it's a win-lose situation. It's a win situation, but you got to put all that work in. So
facts, I feel that. And like, how important do you think, like, maintaining relationships or like networking is in the DJ industry?
Oh, it's very important, whether like you're an independent artist or even just someone who's connected to the community. I feel like when I DJ, I try to, the way that I express my feelings is through my music. So if I'm gonna play a throwback, I'm gonna make sure the three people who sit it down all the way back at the bar is going to, feel that music, or either feel the music or know who I am.
I feel that.
I don't care if I have to scream my name on the mic, DJ Drewski, DJ Drewski, DJ Drewski. And you feel me? At the end of the day, you're going to come from a party like, you know what was that DJ name? He said it like 15 times on the mic. You feel me? Like, so that's really what it is. And then also it's just like, being a good people person. Nobody wants to arrogant, cocky DJ. Nobody wants to deal with that because nowhere to go with it.
Nobody wants to deal with it, right?
Nobody wants to deal with it. So
facts. And you talked about it a little bit right there, but like say you're you're in a booth, like you're looking out at the crowd, you're in a dope club, whatever. How can you tell? This might sound like a dumb question, but I'm really interested. Like, how can you tell if people are really rocking with it or if they're about to rock with it? Like, what do you look at? Like, what do you look at in the crowd? What are you listening for to tell if you should skip the song or if you should switch it up? Like, talk about like moods and how you you know acknowledge them and see what's gonna work in the club.
You just really gotta, like, for me, like when I'm DJing in a big crowd, I make sure the first, let's say like the first row of people, like the first 2 rows of people are really engaged with me. So I'll put on a show. You know, when I was DJing in Vegas, they're not used to a DJ talking a lot. You know, they're not used to DJs. I can go into 15 songs in 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes. Let's say 15 songs in 10 minutes. Just click over, click over, click over. They're not used to that. So when you bring something new to the table like that, you got people's attention. Like, all right, he's playing the songs too short, but he's playing bangers. You know, and sometimes I even let, you know, I'm DJing and then I'll cut the beat off and the crowd will sing. So that's when I know, all right, I got the crowd control. So it's definitely crowd control plays a big part in DJing. And as far as me making sure that people are good, like the ladies is what, you know, that's what people go to the club for, to see women shake their ass and stuff like that. So
you gotta make sure the vibe's right for them, because that's what right.
If there's no girls dancing in the club, then just give it up. Like, you know, you gotta find it's honestly
not a new gig. You gotta go.
Gotta go to the new song, new whatever.
I feel it. And so during the past few months, of course, everybody's facing, you know, challenges in regards to the coronavirus and shutdowns, and obviously clubs, events, everything's been shut down. So as a DJ, how have you transitioned? What have you been doing to like make sure your name's still staying out there, to make sure you're still putting out content? How did you pivot?
So basically back in Connecticut, I was DJing at least four times a week. You know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever. No, not even two. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, four, and then Sundays on brunch. So yeah, I was 4 to 5 times a week. So it was kind of hard once they started shutting down the clubs and stuff like that. So that's where I turned into Instagram Live. But even Instagram Live now, with the copyright rules and stuff like that, it's hard to create a vibe, and then Instagram just shuts it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then now when you go back on live, you got to recreate that vibe, recreate that following. So it sucked. Honestly, it sucks as far as a DJ. But honestly, this is the best time for anybody who's doing music or something to just put out stuff, because people are just sitting at home not doing nothing.
Facts. And like in regards to putting things out, like as a DJ, what can y'all like? How do y'all put content out there in the world besides clubs? Like, what are some other ways you can build a fan base? Like, so say you're not going to the, I mean, obviously you have to as a DJ, but I'm just giving you a scenario. Say you can't go to the clubs. Say you can't, like, you know, like do a wedding event or whatever it is. Like, how else can you build a fan base? How else can you build your community?
Honestly, like, it's just how big of a DJ were you before this hit?
Mm-hmm.
You know, before coronavirus, if I wasn't doing the clubs, you know, people wouldn't know about me. And then that's where I have to pick out another outlet where, you know, I'm gonna mess with the independent artists. You know, artists always like to hear their own music. Like, I live in a house full of artists. I'll try to get my own rhythm going. They be like, nah, I want to hear my stuff. So they feel happy when I will switch up. So I'll put a beat on this way and then a beat on that way.
So let's think about I'm gonna give you like a crowd. You tell me what you're gonna play. All right. So look, we're in Hollywood, right? It's a mixed crowd. Like, we got some black folks in there. We got a few like, you know, Middle Eastern shorties or something, and then we got the rest is like white folk. Like, what in your head, what are you thinking about playing?
Well, first off, I'm gonna play songs that everybody know, you know, and especially if it's a white club. Especially if it's a white club, it's like I'm gonna play some Nelly. I'm gonna play some 2000s. I'm gonna bring it up. You feel me? I'm gonna start with the 2000s. Bring it up. All right, cool. I'm gonna play, you know, a French Montana song that everybody knows. Everybody knows Pop That. So I'm going to play that, get the ladies going. Then I'm going to play another Nelly song. And it just go everywhere. I can even bring it to left field, and I can even play, like, Don't Stop Believing. You get what I'm saying? I can even do that just to get the crowd engaged with me, get the crowd, like, already controlled. This crowd control at the end of the day.
Facts. And when you're doing gigs and when you're booking gigs, like how exactly do you decide on rates or how much you're gonna demand in money? Does it like, or do they decide? Does the promoter decide? Like, how does that work in regards to, you know, for the DJs out there that are listening to this podcast or are watching it and they're like, they've never done a show before, and so they don't know how to like go in and make a, you know, negotiate money. Like, how does that work?
It's different. It's different where you at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in Connecticut, it's not as big as a nightlife as it would have been in New York or Vegas or LA. You know what I'm saying? So you can't go in Connecticut and be like, yo, I'm a new DJ. I want a DJ for $800 for a set. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna look at you like, no, we'll find 4 DJs for $800. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. I mean, it's just, you know, who you know and what could you bring to the table. And honestly, nowadays, promoters be booking DJs who could bring a crowd. They wouldn't even have to DJ good, you know, but all right, if, let's say, Funk Flex pulls up,
Mm-hmm.
Funk Flex has a bigger name than DJ Drewski at the end of the day. But in my opinion, I'm the best DJ in the world. So they're going to give Funk Flex the bag over me. So that's how it is. That's the only sucky part about the DJing culture is just like knowing your worth. And also like sometimes people try to like belittle you and try to play you about your money. Where I could go to Vegas and be like, yo, I'm worth $800. You want to see? All right, cool. This is my resume.
Okay. So would you say, or actually, I'm a transition a little bit. Didn't you go on a tour recently, or did that get shut down because of coronavirus?
That was last year. Last year I went on the tour.
Got you. What was that like? Talk about that experience. What cities did you hit? What was your favorite city?
So it was a tour with it was Drummond's first tour as a musical artist.
Mm-hmm.
And then all those artists that I named earlier, they were a part of it. We hit Dallas, then we went to Atlanta, New Hampshire, Boston. We did Vegas, Detroit. We did Detroit and stuff. But it was definitely, that was my first actual tour where I'm traveling city to city. And then I'll say my favorite one besides Vegas was actually Michigan.
And why Detroit? Why Michigan?
You felt the love, like you honestly felt the love. Whether I was walking across the stage, people who don't even know about DJ Drewski is grabbing me, you know, grabbing me, trying to take pictures with me and stuff like that. So I'm grateful for that.
Right. So the vibe was right. And how exactly did like that team get put together? Like in terms of the artists that went on with Dre and everything. Like how did that whole like? How did y'all decide who was gonna be on the episode? I mean, I said episode. How did y'all decide who was gonna be on the tour and everything like that?
That was just all like management that decided all of that. It wasn't even like, all right, Drew, who do you think should be on the tour? It was just all management, you know.
Gotcha.
This fits this fits this. I mean, and all of us were all friends, so it worked out. It worked out that like, all right, we all put out great music, and it was just straight.
Yo, this is a little off topic, but I feel like I'm seeing palm trees in the background. Where you at? Because I know Connecticut ain't got no palm trees.
I'm in Alaska.
Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, hey, ain't nobody trying.
No, I can't disclose that location.
All right, nah, you good. So do you use vinyl turntables or the digital setup when it comes to like DJing?
I can use both. I know how to use both. Like I'm prepared for both. But right now I use the digital controller, which is more easier to carry around and portable.
Right. How'd you learn how to do like vinyl DJing and things like that?
How did I learn?
Yeah, because that seemed like it's mad difficult. And I mean, I'm not saying it's not difficult digitally, but I feel like shit. I also just don't know anything about DJing, so maybe it's not that crazy. But
It's not. I mean, the turntables itself, like the controller itself, is just you're doing more work on the computers than you're doing touching the turntables. Like I let my computer do the work, you know. But then where that's on the digital scale. But like when you want to go to vinyls and everything, that's where you have to count, you know, bring the beat in correctly. I have in my home, in my basement, I actually have like probably like 10,000 vinyls just in boxes, just
damn,
chilling. Yeah,
that's wild.
just collecting dust. You feel me? Because nobody use vinyls anymore. So
So when you're putting like a playlist together, when you put like, well, I guess a DJ set. So as a DJ set, this is more my interest for my brain. But like as a DJ set, like a playlist, and you know what song's coming next, or are you kind of like scrolling through your music while you're like,
I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. Like you know, even when I do the DQR Drum and Quarantine Radio, like today's Monday, and we
mhm,
have a DJ battle.
mhm,
So like they'll give me like a topic. Like let's say we're doing 2000s. You feel me? I'll have to play music only from 2000. So that's just the internal brain. Like, you feel me? You use your brain library. All right, let me see what I haven't heard in a little bit. Type it up, you know, get the DJing and going and stuff like that. And I build like that. I never have like a playlist where I can be like, all right, I'm playing this song, because then it gets repetitive. And then that's when you go to clubs and then you hear DJs like, oh, I heard this DJ play this song already. And there's times where people be like, oh, I went to this club and I know what the next song the DJ's gonna play.
hmm. You don't want that, right? Kind
No, never,
of.
never don't want that. No.
Right. I was about to say. I was like, yeah. There's a lot like something random though. So I'm from Kansas City, so I stay out here in Kansas City. And when we won the Super Bowl, they had like the DJ out there at the event. So we all out there like a million deep in the snow, mad cold and everything. And the DJ was playing the same 5 songs on repeat for
Over and over.
3 hours.
Mhm.
I felt so disrespected. I was
But
like,
this is a good thing as far as that DJ playing the same 3 songs. You still getting paid for playing 3 songs.
facts. No, facts. Facts. I'm not gonna lie. He probably got a big bag, but I'm not gonna lie. I was also a little irritated. I was like, damn, son, like you could play like at least 2 more. But hey, you would be a fan though, because he played the same 3 Drake songs. He played it started from the bottom.
Big
Freaking
range, probably.
yeah. Then there was one other joint. Oh yeah, he was playing HYFR. And I was
Mhm.
like, son was playing it on repeat. I'm not gonna lie, for the first 2 hours I was vibing because I'm a big Drake fan, but the last hour I was a little off. But so how you feel about the music industry right now? Like the artists that are coming in and who are like taking over the market share, who are running all the radio stations, like the music that's being played right now. Are you a fan of it? Are you rocking with it?
I feel like I'm a fan of the artist who's getting out of their major deal contract.
Mm-hmm.
Tory Lanez, like, for example.
Yeah,
Big fan of Tory Lanez. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you could tell through the years of Tory Lanez being in the label and then now that he's just putting music out because he just got out of his label.
Mm-hmm.
Like I respect that a lot. I like a lot of like younger dudes that's coming up that's making the big songs, big hits because they're just following the trend that other dudes been doing. So the music industry right now, it's all right. It's all right. It's not at its best because we done seen it at its best where artists are allowed to give us 2 albums. You get what I'm saying? 2 albums. And then there's also this artist like the Baby who's already just independent and just putting out too much music. You get what I'm saying? So it's like flip flop with the music industry. You never know what you're gonna get with it.
Facts. Facts. Let's talk about childhood and Hartford, man. What was you doing? What sports was you playing? What were you interested in? What did you imagine yourself being when you grew up?
So imagine Hartford was very small. You feel me? It's very small. Um, I grew up playing baseball. That was my dream. You know, I'm gonna play for the Yankees. You know, that was my dream. Then I hang around with a couple of my friends. Then basketball was it. You feel me? Drew, you 6'2", why don't you play basketball? You feel me? I'm the biggest kid in my grade, in my class, so I was like, all right, I'll play basketball. Play basketball didn't go as well as I wanted to go. You know, I wanted to be the next LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So then I was like, all right, basketball is done. And that's when I got really serious about my music, where I was actually going to my old high school, helping them out with the band, going to the Boys and Girls Club, telling kids, like, all right, bet. I always thought every kid's going to think they're going to be either an NBA player, a baseball player, like, you know what I'm saying? Something at that nature. But then when you really knock it to the kids, like, all right, you got to find something else. Pick up a book. You're going to be a doctor. You feel me? You're going to be a lawyer. You feel me? Like, I never thought, looking back, middle school me, high school me, never thought I was going to be a DJ. At this caliber, traveling, touring to different states, different cities, you get what I'm saying? So it was just like, this is a blessing for me, honestly.
So when you're younger, you pretty much looking at sports the majority of the time when you're growing up. You like, I'm gonna be either in the league in baseball or in basketball, but yeah. towards the end of high school, you start getting into DJing. You didn't really expect to be where you at, but here you are.
Yeah, and it's kind of dope because my senior year of high school, I DJ'd my own prom.
Hey.
So it was kind of lit, like, you feel me?
For sure. That
was like, honestly, like one of my first gigs as DJ Drewski, like DJ'd a prom.
That's fire.
My own prom. You feel me? Not a lot of DJs could say that. Like, oh, I DJ'd my own prom.
Nah, that's a story that stays with you. That's that great grandkid story. You be like, listen here, young blood.
Yeah, listen here, young blood. I DJ my own prom. Like,
right. Talk all the shit you want, but I DJ my own prom. Mm-hmm. Facts. I feel that. So when you're on the road, are you on your computer, like adding new music to your playlist, adding different vibes? Are you creating different? Actually, how do you what's the word I'm looking for? How do you organize your music? Because now that you said that earlier, you said you kind of, it might be a 2000s vibe you might start here. Like, do you have to find 2000 songs randomly, or are you like got like a click here?
So, like, it's very organized. My music is very organized. So I have, like, by the year, like, I'll have genre. So I have like a file that says hip hop. Mm-hmm. Then I click the hip hop, and then it'll come to another one, and they'll say, like, all right, trap, you feel me, R&B or whatever, and then I'll have the years under it. So it's just folders and folders and folders and folders. Like, it's just like that. But yeah, it's just endless music. Like, nobody knows how much music is out there, but there's still enough music to be played. So it's just like, I download a lot every day. You feel me? These dudes in the house will be like, where's Drew at? Drew's in the office downloading music.
Boy, you gotta have a lot of space on your computer to be having.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, you feel me? I have a 4 terabyte computer. Like, you feel me? And it's still not full. You feel me?
Man, I'll be trying to tell my friends, like, you gotta put out more and more and more music, like, at scale, bro. Especially when you're not like big yet. Like, I understand when you become big, you want to be careful of how you release things. But while you're coming up, bro, you got to put out music, bro, because like DJs out here, you can hit up all the DJs in the city, like, yo, I want you to play my music. I want you to play my music. First off, there's fucking like 70,000 songs on their laptop. Like, bro, like, you got to be, first off, hard. You got to have a lot of music out that they can look at. You got to have, because DJs really play a big role in the music industry, man. Like, still to this day, obviously, they was huge back in the days for sure. But like now, it's like, if you want your music to start getting out there in your city, because you got to start in your city, from your city to your state to the country. Like, you got to hit up your DJs. But if you ain't got no goddamn music but one song, what they gonna do with that?
Yeah. And I used to DJ in the strip club, and that's what the strip club done turned into. Underground artists going to the strip club, paying the DJ to hear their music in the club. So it is different from everybody. Like, it's different for everybody. I could personally say that's my experience with artists trying to come up to me, you know, yo, here's $200, play this song a couple times in the club, like, you feel me? But knowing me, I'm a go-getter. I'm gonna play your song probably like a minute and a half, speed that song up, you know, get you out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
For sure.
especially when you get those all the time, but then that's where you don't build a relationship with the artist, where I have artists, you know, come check me out at my own gig, not even at the strip club. Say if I'm DJing at a club and the artist comes up to me like, yo, I like your set. I go by the name of blah, blah, blah. I'm an artist, you feel me? Let's chop it up. Like, that's going to make me want to play your music because you came to see me at my job. You feel me? You respect what I do. So, you know, I'm going to give you the favor right back.
It's true relationship building, and I think that's the most important thing when it comes to anything in business. It can be music, it can be whatever the hell you do. You might sell ebooks, whatever it is, bro. Like, you have to create true relationships. You know, I'm trying to get into real estate right now, and I was you know, writing some notes, and they were talking about, you know, private money lending, which is just relationship lending. So it's like you gotta have the relationship has to be in place before you ask for anything. But too often artists or people in any industry are coming up and asking for favors, but they don't even have a relationship with you. So it's definitely a problem. But if you were to choose like a specific event or club or what types of events do you like to DJ most?
Concerts.
Okay.
Concerts, and then I also like the clubs. Like I like brunches a lot. I like brunches. I like brunches. I'll pick a brunch before I'll pick a club up. But also I like private gigs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that's you building a relationship with the family or whoever's booking you. You know, so say if I'm DJing for you, now I do a great job. Now your aunt or your uncle like, yo, what's that DJ you had? Now I'm getting into other money. You get what I'm saying? So I like also that. I like also the private gigs and stuff.
Bro, brunches, you know, you remind me of my time in LA. Like, I just moved back to Kansas City from LA like a couple months ago. But yo, LA brunches, summertime are complete vibes. And my brothers in music as well. So like we used to be, you know, throwing brunches, DJs always with the vibe. Man, you brought back some good memories. But so with the next 10 years, next 5 to 10 years, where do you see your DJ career going? Where do you see yourself? What do you see yourself dabbling in? Is there anything else besides DJing that you might be interested in? So what's the next 5 to 10 years look like for DJ Drewski?
I'll do 5 and then 10, right? So in 5 years, I see myself actually being a DJ for a couple artists, not just one main artist. You feel me? Like this is the first time where people are actually like accepting an NBA player to become a rapper and actually touring. You get what I'm saying? So now I see myself 5 years growing from that, being the first one, you feel me, the first guy to do it. So now I got major artists coming to look at me to DJ. I got radios trying to look at me to DJ for the radio. So that's my 5-year goal. And then 10-year goal, I just feel like, you know, I can make my own bookings, you know. All right, DJ Drewski, celebrity DJ Drewski, DJing at, you feel me, Club Live in Miami. Like that's my 10-year goal, you know. But who knows? The way that my work ethic goes, like, you know, I'm trying to go after that tomorrow. You know, I'm trying to do that today. So
and life works in like weird ways, so you really never know. Just as long as you putting in that work and you taking action, you might be on that type of time next year. You know what I'm saying? So
and it's really like the OGs, like, you feel me? The OGs really like to see the young go-getters, you know. Shouts to DJ Afeezy, you feel me? On Drum and Quarantine Radio, I did a DJ battle against him, and I actually came out with a W. And he was just so like, you know, all right, I want to see you play this. I want to see you play this. You feel me? And I said, all right, I got it. Like, you feel me? I'm not going to back down or nothing. You feel me? So I got it. I'm doing my music and stuff. And then after the whole battle, we chopped it up. And he was like, yo, when you in Miami, pull up on me. You feel me? Pull up on me. We're going to chop it up. And now, you feel me? I have a possible booking at Miami Club Live, you know, just from that one, just from that one thing. So
facts. And speaking of like battles, man, who have been some of your favorite battles that have been happening on the internets right now in regards to DJs or artists? It doesn't really
Like
matter.
the versus battle?
It can be verses or just before that even came about, because they was doing it for a few weeks even before they started that company.
Yeah. I definitely like the Neo and I think John, what was it? John Austin?
I don't remember who he did it with, but I do know I did watch it.
It was that battle. It was that one. The T-Pain and Lil Jon one was actually a good battle. Also, it was more like comedy and stuff like that. I missed the Beanie Man one, the Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. I missed that one only because I had Drum and Quarantine Radio that we had, and it was like on a Wednesday night that they did that or something like that. So it's just like our schedule. Yeah, our schedule over here is just like I can't do it, can't watch it. So like the ones I did watch, those were my favorite right there.
I feel it. And how do you feel about like DJs in like bigger cities compared to smaller cities? You think that like DJs in smaller cities really are just as talented as like some of these other big DJs that are out here in Miami or LA, and they just don't have the community that they can reach out to, or the
I feel like bigger DJs need to set the tone for younger DJs like myself, help out like, hey, even though you like this lane, I feel like you should go this lane. Just give suggestions out because like I'm like a sponge. You tell me, all right, Drew, you got to DJ this type of way, I'm gonna learn it.
And with you saying that about you being a sponge, man, what do you think is like the best piece of advice you've ever been given in regards to music or DJing?
They honestly, a lot of DJs was like, I have too much energy. I have too much energy. When I DJ, I want to just rock. I just want to kill the club. But they said slow it down, slow my pace down. But that's every DJ when they see a big crowd. They kind of want to play the hottest songs. Not now you learning. Like now you're gonna learn. Like you're gonna build up the party. Nobody wants to. You're in the party for 2 or 3 hours. Nobody's gonna want to hear the first hour, all the hottest songs. Nobody's gonna want to hear that. So it's just like right away, like build your own momentum.
Thanks, man. I think DJing is probably one of like the hardest things to do in the music industry, in my opinion, just because I think about like the difficulty of building your brand. You can't really like just drop. It's not like you're dropping like the hottest song in the country that goes to like Billboard Top 100 and you blow up immediately. Like you really got to you really got to network. You really got to like go to as many clubs and do as many shows as you can. There's a lot of legwork involved. So definitely shout out to you for choosing that career path and continuing to hustle. So maybe I'm gonna ask you like one or two more questions, and then we'll wrap it up with my favorite question to ask. So best and worst phase in your in life. It doesn't have to be DJing, but what's like the best phase, has been the best phase of your life, and then what has been like the worst phase, the most challenging phase of your life?
I feel like the best phase of my life was when I became the University of Hartford's official DJ. Yeah. When I became that was my best like accomplishment that I did. Even becoming on as a tour DJ, that was honestly my biggest accomplishment also. But also my worst was just like I'm DJing in the club. Yo. I was DJing in the club and then like my laptop shut down a couple times. Yeah. So it was like, damn, I gotta bite that bullet.
Damn, yo, that shit almost had my heart tripping right now. I ain't even in that. Damn,
that's where you gotta upgrade. You gotta put your money back into your products.
Facts. And so I'm gonna ask you this question, man. If all your music is gone, all your social media posts, all your accomplishments, everything is like no longer here or available to see, and you like 72 years old, your great grandchildren sitting in front of you, what's like the best piece of advice you can give them for how to live life?
Damn, that's a great question. Honestly, live your own life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't, like, if I have a son, you feel me? I'm not gonna tell him like, yo, you got to be a DJ. Like, man, you're gonna pick your own path. Like, everybody has their own path. So that's what I'm gonna tell everybody. You feel me? Like, yo, yeah, I was a great DJ, but you know, do your own thing. You feel me? Do your own thing. Like, don't follow nobody.
Like that. I like that. So for the people who listening to this podcast, man, where can they find any of your where can they find you on social media? Where can they find like your DJ mixes? Where can they find more content from you?
So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, DJ _Drewski, DREWSKI. It's the guy with the beard, you feel me? Because everybody gets the other Drewski confused with me, but I'm the guy with the beard, you feel me? Like that's my slogan. I'm the real Drewski, you feel me?
Yes, sir.
SoundCloud, DJ _Drewski also. I'm actually putting a couple mixes on my Mixcloud also. So mixcloud.com/DJ _Drewski. Everything is DJ _Drewski, honestly.
And for anybody that watches this and is a club promoter or is looking for an event and got some bread in their pocket, what email can they email to book you?
bookdrewski@gmail.com.
For sure. Hey, well, DJ Drewski, I appreciate you tapping in with me today, giving me your time, giving me some answers, letting the people that listen to this and letting myself get to know you a little bit better. I'm looking forward to consuming more content on your page and looking forward to your success. And hopefully, if I ever end up wherever you at, I can come catch a set.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely.
For sure. All right, bro. Bless. Thank you for your time. And then we will make another episode happen soon.
For sure, man. Thank you for having me, man.
No problem. Peace.
All right, dog.